Everyone, it's Zach with Palantir Research. AI competition is growing for Palantir, and I think this directly competes with them, which is specifically for enterprise usage of AI. And I'll go over the recent deals today and my thoughts on that. So, first, for some background, the biggest value for Palantir's AIP, in my opinion, is giving commercial customers the ability to securely use large language models in a business setting with the proprietary data that they own. With AIPCon, Shyam Sankar actually demonstrated the product where essentially there are a bunch of levers to ensure how the right people have the right access to the right data with the right models. So it might sound simple in concept, but in practice, especially if you are a regulated business like healthcare, you have legitimate concerns of exposing your data not only to third-party language models outside, but even to certain individuals within your own organization. So you want to make sure that people interact with the things that you expect them to. Now, two big deals actually came out very recently, and in my opinion, they're showing the growing competition against Palantir in AI, and this is for enterprise customers. We've got the Snowflake partnership with NVIDIA and Microsoft's OpenAI, and then Databricks' acquisition of Mosaic ML. So going over the Mosaic ML acquisition first, this is definitely a way for Databricks to catch up or accelerate their go-to market with artificial intelligence applications in the business sense. Mosaic ML will be acquired for $1.3 billion, and they're actually an open source startup that directly competes with OpenAI's ChatGPT because they actually offer services to train LLMs at a cheaper or at least more efficient rate, allowing you to build out, train, and deploy your large language model applications, hopefully in a cost-effective manner. Now, the bigger news though for this acquisition is that they are focused on the open source side, which has its pros and cons, but I think more important is to help organizations build their own LLMs on their own proprietary data. This is huge for businesses because they don't necessarily want to use third-party LLMs, so this is a path that allows them to build out their own with their own data. But they need to do so in an effective manner, so the point of this acquisition for Databricks is to provide this service with Mosaic ML. So this directly competes with the description I gave above of Palantir's AIP. Now, the level of sophistication and performance we don't know yet, and we'll have to see how the market actually reacts to this product and partnership or acquisition over time. And that's in the coming months and years that we'll able to see if it's better or worse than Palantir's offering, or if customers are responding in a positive or negative way. But it just goes to show that competitors are not just sitting on their hands, and they're going after enterprise customers who are trying to implement AI in their organizations. Now, the other partnerships, which you could argue can be more or less important than the last, is Snowflake partnering with NVIDIA and OpenAI from Microsoft. So there's no financial details yet given away here, but as most of you all know, NVIDIA and Microsoft are probably the biggest names right now when it comes to AI in the news. So basically, they want to bring together the hardware from NVIDIA, the platform, I'm guessing, from Snowflake, and then the LLM from OpenAI in order for an easy package to implement AI at an organization. So if they're coming together with their different strengths, and then they all have their own weaknesses, of course, but if they're all putting their strengths together, they may be able to create a good product here that can catch on quickly. And honestly, it does kind of suck hearing this as a Palantir shareholder, and my first thought on why they want to partner with Snowflake is because of their reach. They are an easy software to integrate into your current workflows at a business, and therefore it is a quick way to grow your customer counts and usage, because it isn't necessarily transformational, or in a harsher way, it's less invasive like Palantir. Palantir can really go down to the root of your data, ensuring that your ontology is built out correctly, so you have a strong data foundation to ensure the downstream analyses in Foundry are effective. And of course, downstream also to AIP and when that data touches that. But with Snowflake, you can essentially think of them as a plug and play with your cloud data, and you can hit the ground running pretty quickly, analyze your data, and get some value very quickly. Now, the level of value, that might be different. And for Microsoft and NVIDIA, they want growth now and not necessarily care if customers are getting the most value right now out of their data, as long as there's enough value to acquire those customers. I'm not saying it's a bad strategy either. This is a viable strategy because you can build your offerings over time with customers that are already locked in or feel that it's already sticky enough. It's just a different way to go after the market from Palantir, but can be difficult once you've maxed out the value you can technologically when you're looking at a surface level analysis. So Palantir is kind of the opposite, where they get you to feel real value Right now, they ingrain themselves into the organization even before getting into a long-term contract with you, showing why you need to sign with Palantir, and will hopefully make you likely continue to grow your usage with Palantir with other products and other departments within your organization, and then therefore creating a very sticky product for you. So we'll have to see which strategy plays out better though, or if even both strategies just both work well. But essentially, this partnership has the same goals as the last deal with Databricks acquisition, where they want to bring AI models securely to businesses so they can use their own proprietary data without having to worry about exposing that kind of data to third-party LLM models, and to customize your own models for your specific use cases. Now, in the short term, these are exciting headlines for these companies. Just like Palantir, they have to deal with executing to truly win the AI market. Acquisitions and partnerships are a quick way to leverage technologies from other companies that you're either weak or you're lacking in, or just a good way to synergize with if you have your own strengths. Palantir has not done this or hinted at any acquisitions, even with their large cash pile on the side. I know that people have talked about this as a possibility, but that just hasn't happened. And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing not to acquire outside technology. I'm going through a merger myself last year. I could still feel the effects of that and of the culture of that. Now, if you're just taking the technology and the customer base while firing everyone, that's a little bit of a different story with different headaches, but the technology has to be worth it at the valuation you're buying for it. Especially with AI right now, you're going to try to not overpay for it. So over the long term, for everyone involved here, competitors and Palantir alike, it's about truly delivering a good product to the market that's suitable for them, and that means you have to deliver value to them. Even for Snowflake, who is partnering, you're still trying to integrate everything together with your partners, and you don't necessarily have full control of the final product. And this can affect the performance of the value given, and then the market is going to, like it or not like it as much. So Palantir has to take advantage where they maintain control and are partnering with their clients to build out specific use cases for all these industries. And hopefully they bring so much immense value that they are just the best person to pick for the job. And this is on the commercial side though. Now, the main issue for Palantir, though, is growing that customer count quickly enough, faster than these guys. So we'll have to see which strategy actually prevails in the end. But at least I'm not worried at all on the government side at the moment. And that's with their IL-6 security, battlefield tested performance in Ukraine, and their FedRAMP product, which can actually contribute to Palantir getting a piece of the pie for non- or lower IL certified products. And that's if they win contracts with the government. But it can still be a long-term play for either of these competitors down the line eventually. We'll just have to monitor for that if that's actually the case. And just because there's growing competition, it doesn't actually mean everyone can't win or not everyone can get a piece of their pie or carve out their own section. AI doesn't have to be a winner-take-all or take-most market, especially when they are vying for customer needs that can be very different. In the end, the AI market is still growing as a whole, and now Palantir might not be the only consideration for companies, especially when you're going up against recognizable names. But I'm curious to know what your thoughts are on all of this. Is this growing competition, do you think, or do you not see it as a threat, or are you even worried at all? Let me know below, and I'll see you in the next video.